153 for 9 is what Delhi Capitals have got, and surprise, surprise, it's come at a ground which is known to give away about 200 runs just for fun.
The game before this had 250 odd, so you're 100 runs less right now.
Oh, seems like a normal T20 game.
No, it feels like
163, not a 250, 260, 270.
It feels like I'm in a throwback era. I feel like I'm in the 2012 to 15-16 KKR, where you'd have spinners paradise, the spinners doing well, one getting the wickets, one holding the runs up. Of course, back then you didn't have one batter come low down the order and get like 30 runs of top edges, but I mean, it's a different era, I guess.
So what has caused this? Is it the pitch? Is it some great bowling? Is it some brainless batting? What has caused 153, which is an aberration, especially not just in this season, but especially on this ground. In terms of our predictions, we were all 200 plus because that was par for the course. In fact, I had predicted 200 plus and yet predicted for KKR to win. I would still, of course, would stick with KKR winning. Not the amount of runs that tell you. What is it? What has led to 153?
I think it's a combination of factors, because when I first looked at it initially, they lost 3 wickets in the power play and I'm like, that is just daft batting. You didn't need to be going. I mean, I understand, nowadays is the era of being aggressive, but I think some of those shots just defied logic. Prithvi Shaw, by the way, was on bad luck, or let's just say foolish way, because stranding down leg side, and he stood because I don't think the umpire gave him, but as soon as they took the review, he walked.
Soft dismissal.
Very soft dismissal. Fraser McGurk went for the big shot, but undone by a rare stuck cutter. He should have bowled probably more of them, he wouldn't have been giving away these many runs. But again, that was a rare stuck cutter, found Venkatesh Iyer. After that, see, where I say it's both a case of either or, is this constant need to stick with Abhishek Porel at the top of the order. There is nothing I've seen from him to prove he's a top order batter. He's done very well batting at 6-7, coming and blazing runs.
There were 1 or 2 knocks that he's played this season. I think the first match.
But that was low down the order. He came in as the impact sub. So he's generally much suited to batting low down the order. For the past 2 games now, they promoted him to 3, and the last 2 games it's just not worked. It's not worked. And again, then see, Shea Hope comes in fine. He's gonna have an off day. Pant really slowed things down. In fact, got a life. Then by that point, by the time Pant came in, you could see the pitch start doing tricks because the 2 spinners were on. So then you're like, okay, it's not just down to, we could have had more wickets in hand and then you could have moved this, gotten through the middle overs and tried to assault in the death. Problem is they didn't have enough wickets. If you're 3 overs down in the power play, of which two really were very soft dismissals. Even the Abhishek Porel was a nothing dismissal because he's walking across the stumps, exposing it. It's a gifted dismissal. So at that point, then they have to consolidate. But the problem was then
number one reason I want
pitch. Definitely the pitch. Definitely the pitch.
Delhi Capital, as some were saying, that it's capital punishment.
Poor execution. The batters didn't step up today, and today was actually a time. Pitch was okay. I think Delhi saw it, which is why the decision to bat first as well. It considerably sort of slowed as well. There was some swing, there was some grip, there was something for all bowlers in fact. So you needed smart batting today, and which is something none of the Delhi batters showed today. Streaky runs towards the end and welcome ones as far as Kuldeep. If your number 8 batter is your highest run getter, that this just sums up what the batting effort for the team looked like. Number 9, if that's why he came out to bat.
Yeah, because they brought in Kumar Kushagra,
came
emergency impact sub because they were that down on the
batting order. You had to bring in an impact sub which didn't have an impact. Then Kuldeep was the highest run getter, losing 3 wickets inside the power play. All of that put together. Poor batting, and this, by the way, you accuse batters, and we criticize batters of spending more time in the middle and trying to consolidate when the need is actually to ensure that the tempo stays there. Today was actually a time where you needed some of the Delhi batters, and I hold the captain responsible there to actually take more time. Rishabh Pant, after a point, was looking eager to give his wicket away. Clearly, he was at sea when Varun Chakravarti and Narine started to bowl. And this was a time where you wanted to see off that passage of play, maybe spend another 5-6 deliveries. You played 20, give yourself another. Also, then comes the responsibility factor that 3 batters gone in the power play. That's easily 25-30 runs loss when you see in the power play and in the overall scheme of things as well. So I expected more.
Reason?
Poor execution.
Yes, Mr. KKR fan. The one who came close to predicting the score. He's still about 20-25 runs off, but still close.
First, I think the pitch was the main reason. Also, the thrashing that we got against Punjab Kings, that might have, opened their eyes and they've asked for a spin-friendly pitch today.
You think they've asked for the spin-friendly?
The typical Eden pitch, they cannot give a belter of a track to.
Oh, my friend.
They've seen Delhi coming off from 2 of the back-to-back wins. They're coming to Eden Gardens.
By the way, we spoke about Rishabh Pant saying at the start that this is a slow track. None of you believed him.
I thought
based on past experience.
Yeah.
But he knew the pitch.
That tells you a little that he had some inside information, maybe?
No, but they were almost 89 for 5 had that Rishabh Pant's catch
maybe
taken, or 111 for 8 for that matter.
See, despite
I'm not surprised Kuldeep Yadav performing against KKR.
He has a vendetta anyway.
He has to still perform with the ball, but with the bat, top scorer, and I think out of 35, around 20 runs, 21 runs coming out of edges only. So
basically what we're saying is at this point, or the insinuation that's coming, is that someone whose name rhymes with Gaurav Sanghuli gave them a bit of a tip off, and
but they.
Who is Gaurav?
There's no one. It's obviously the other.
who's Sanghuli?
My point exactly. I switched the initials.
I think
that
KKR management have asked for a spin track.
KKR.
Yeah,
But
after that Punjab game, that was a soul-crushing defeat.
Hey, you needed to get
in the pre-match, Shreyas Iyer said, after that kind of a loss, people, go the other ways and they backbite a little, but we are keeping everyone together. Everyone is together, they are happy.
You would
They're
say
not-
that.
They're fine.
Yeah, so you're happy and then you prepare a pitch like this.
So they've asked for a split. No more belter of a tracks, no more flat tracks. They are typical Eden pitch and they perform.
Who is it going to be disadvantages for? I would imagine that the strength of KKR, as things stand, is the batting, not the bowling. They have been outstanding. Whether it is Sunil Narine, whether it is Salt, everyone,
Shreyas Iyer.
Shreya, everyone. So now if you're going to prepare pitches like that, it's your batting which has been on fire, which will struggle.
Rishabh Pant was at fault then, I think. He should have bowled first.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe some slow pitches get worse as the match progresses. Sometimes they get good if there is a lot of dew in this
There's
wetland.
dew as
There
well.
was actually a lot of dew by the
There
way.
was
That's
due as well. That's one area where I thought, okay, as to what we were told earlier, it didn't look like the most prudent decision. But I must say, it wasn't it wasn't 200 run track.
They discussed this decision before the toss. Know that?
Shreyas Iyer revealed at the toss.
Shreyas
and
Iyer and Rishabh Pant, before they're going for the toss, he's asking, क्या करेगा? मैं तो batting करूँगा. तू बैटिंग मैं तो
bowling करूँगा. So either which way, both of them were going to be happy. Yeah. But what it tells you is that maybe Pant actually did have the better inside information.
Maybe they shouldn't have had a toss then.
Yeah. तो शायद अच्छा चलो वापस मोड़ो. Let's do a U-turn.
तू मांग ले यार जो मांगना है.
Actually, this is one case where the toss is nullified.
Same like Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan. बता क्या करूँ? तो bowling कर ले. चलो ये कह रहा है तो bowling कर लेता हूँ.
But see, I think what also could happen again, and that's what Harshit was talking about, the point of due. During the first strategic timeout, which by the way KKR took in the 6th over, during that strategic timeout, you could see guys with the ropes out and running it across the ground, which is not a good sign. Which means two things: even if the pitch doesn't ease out, your spinners may not get a lot of grip. So it's a worrying sign either way. There's plenty of due. Now, I'm not discounting anything because again, I think 150, if you get 3 wickets, as Harshit rightly points out, get 3 wickets in the power play and that's a tricky...
Match is on.
Oh yeah.
But it could still be, because I still believe it's not enough runs on the board. So percentage wise, KKR with a much tighter, bigger grasp on this particular match. But if you were to make a game out of it where you see, and these days you don't see that these many total or such totals in fact take 18-19 overs to be scored. But if you are able to get those 3 wickets early on, especially in the power play, do exactly what had happened to you in the power play, then I think KKR will need, perhaps, who knows, if Kuldeep then comes in, maybe even the 19th or the 20th over for this chase to be completed.
Or you could very well be, because what I was thinking was, if you do lose those big hitters early, then this is the kind of place where having a Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer kind of batters, guys who can be aggressive but who are also comfortable kind of going into their shell and batting a little comfortably, might not be the worst idea in the world, because I think you do need to spend time on this pitch. It's not one of those pitches where you can accelerate from the word.
So you're telling me we're not going to have an early end to the game?
I mean, I could be wrong. But if
Phil
Salt
and
and
Narine bat the way they are
That's what
batting,
I would want. For once
it's a one-sided affair.
an
They will
early
score 80-85 runs.
For once an early end.
I would hope. Obviously, I would
Not
hope.
jinxing it again.
No, not hope. What is your
Gut.
gut analysis telling you?
My analysis tells me it won't be an easy chase, but I do back KKR to do it. That being said, because I don't think it's going to be an easy chase, I think you're getting done by around 11ish.
Same thing every day.
With
Every
more than
day.
6 over to spare.
So far, he's been the closest as far as correctness is
In 40
concerned.
overs, they'll chase it down.
Like RCB did in 16 yesterday.
Oh,
Like that.
Phil, no, that was the 200 plus.
Will
score,
Jacks.
Will Jacks.
But also on an absolute.
Low scoring games have their own pressure. I think they will not bat as openly. They will watch the ball in the first couple of overs. But if they do, they have been doing
Sunil Narine should not be watching.
No, Sunil Narine won't ball. Watch, that's his forever
He
role.
will not watch.
But Salt may.
They,
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay.
Salt.
Yes, Mr. Delhi Capitals.
I think KKR are winning this now. Delhi, I would say
Not
about a 10% chance, 90-10 now. They'll chase it down in about 18.2.
Yeah.
So not an early.
If you were in
Exit.
his position and KKR was in this position, would you say 10% chance of KKR winning? Reverse the role.
No.
KKR have batted first.
No. I still would have backed my team and said they
can cause an upset.
They might defend. You never know. We might.
It's a very tough fan. If there is a spectrum of very tough to please fan, he is on the extreme corner.
I've seen 200 runs being conceded and almost losing match. Look at the margin of victories: 10 runs, 4 runs.
I am coming back from a
Okay,
loss of
Rakesh
262 and we have conceded 262.
See, Rakesh Bhushan, IPL commentary English. Oh, that's a wide 1 run extra. Sidhu, Muft ka Chandan Gis. Dear Nikhil, your take on Hindi. This is.
And other different languages only TRP. with
I
no
do not
quality.
subscribe to such commentary and such thing. I won't listen to it. I like Hindi commentary. A lot of time it's fun, but not this.
This isn't fun. It's cheap.
Chayan Jha.
He says, amused that all of you want Rishabh Pant as your first wicket keeper. Look at his strike rate against spinners, and FYI in his last 10 international T20s, he scored 90 runs. Be practical, not emotional, Giant. None of us want Pant as the first choice.
No, I think a couple of us did. I think he's talking
First choice, if you're making an 11, would he be
My
your-
first choice is Sanju Samson.
Same?
Mine is
I expect
Ritesh.
Rishabh as the first choice.
Mine is
Dropped
Ritesh.
Sanju in that.
Hey, outsider might win.
Now, who knows? But I've stuck with
And
Jitesh.
if that happens, he must send you some.
But
After the selection, if he gets
But if reports are to be
Send
believed
you,
and is
autographed jersey of his,
He could.
should.
Ritesh,
Yeah.
He's the only one who's been consistently backing him. And if he gets picked,
So can we see
Somehow.
Can
as
we,
is being reported,
Or he can send me match tickets.
For Punjab Kings.
Both works. Punjab Kings.
Anyone. I'll go say hi to him.
Dharamshala. Go to Dharamshala. Say hi to
Now,
Thana.
there's one Dharamshala match.
5th May.
Yeah.
Piyush Nandre is saying justice for Ricky Bhui.
Actually, to be fair, Ricky Bhui on this kind of a track might not have been the worst option.
He also said.
Harshit, you feel vindicated?
Yeah, I've made my case about Ricky Bhui. Yeah.
It's gone for 4.
Vindicated.
Yeah.
Don't be sad, Harshit, aka Mohit. DC deserves this for not playing Ricky Bhui.
He was a good prospect. But I don't know when him or like the likes of Yash Dhul, when they'll get a chance.
To be fair, someone like a Shashank Singh also spent a few years in the SRH camp, never got a look in at all. Now in Punjab gets a look in. Ricky Bhui also spent a fair few years in the SRH setup. You never know.
Same thing.
Maybe he just needs another North Indian team to back him nicely. Justice for Ricky Bhui.
Harshit has lost interest. He's concentrating on the
done.
game. He's like,
Similar start,
okay,
first ball
bye.
boundary.
See you. End of the
Whenever that is.
Yeah.